get into the substance.
Ugh.
I don't know. It's a movie. And that's probably too much of a speed run. I guess we'll do the whole thing. As you know, I don't know how to start the podcast. So it'll either go whatever we keep from that or something along the lines of Welcome to Late to the Movies. My name is Ben Holt. This is a podcast where my friends and I get to fill in our movie blind spots. Each week we'll pick a film that either I or a guest hadn't seen and really should have respected the balance by now. This week, continuing Oscars month, kind of breaking the format, but hey, we did 4 Cats episodes last month, so whatever. It's not breaking it as much as that. I've been referring to them as reigning Best Picture nominees since the Oscars already happened. So another reigning Best Picture nominee after Anora, after Conclave, we've got The Substance. Coralie, Fargeat, I don't know French, I'm sorry. I should have looked up under interview or whatever. Her movie from 2024. We'll get into it. First, left to right across your podcast dial, we got Bree.
Hello.
And we got Sam.
Pretty girls should always smile.
Why?
Your catchphrase is coming along nicely.
Yeah, that's up. It says 66 people considered that helpful on IMDb's quotes page.
That's so funny. Man. So what a 1-2 punch. Dennis Quaid like had that movie and the movie where he's playing. He has like a Reagan movie in theaters at the same time or something in the fall of last year. I don't know. And you're like, oh, maybe his politics are weird. Then you watch this and he's like, I mean, if he gets the joke here, then how bad could he be? I don't know. Rich people. Who knows?
I don't think he got the joke. I think he was just in it as himself.
I think he thinks Randy's just taking all the heat from him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, oh, my brother's way crazier than I am. I'm just gonna... But yeah, I mean, Jack Quaid openly denouncing him seems like a bad move.
Yeah, I like Jack Quaid a lot. He's good. Great in 3 or 4 Red Letter Media videos in the last couple of years now. Worth watching. Anyway, before we get into that, though, have you guys seen anything good recently? We're past the Oscars now, so you're no longer, have to keep it within the bounds of that. So really anything.
You want to take most of the movies we watched together?
Let's see. I have finally watched all of the original and prequels for Star Wars, and we started watching the original trilogy or the sequels.
So I'll ask, even though this question had just come up in person but not on record, what order have you watched them in?
Release order.
Cool.
Yeah, the next time around we'll probably do it in chronological, but for now in release order. And it's been a fun time. I've liked almost all of them except for Attack of the Clones. That's just because it was so boring. Like, I like lore and I like exposition from like a huge world, but the movie was just boring.
I have to imagine just watching them for the first time now without the baggage of expectation and then decades of comedy about how disappointing they were. And that's not really that hot of a topic in 2025. So just being able to sit down and be like, oh, it's a movie and throw it on. It's probably more fun. You're probably like, yeah, pod racing's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I had seen it in a while. And I kind of agree. I liked the pod racing stuff because I knew I liked the pod racing stuff. I liked Qui-Gon more than I remembered. I thought, I wish Qui-Gon had been in more episodes. I know we talked about that briefly, the two of us, but I wish he was around more. And 3 was good. I think 3 is the strongest of the 3. I feel like when I was in, when I was 15 and those movies were coming out, I feel like I thought 3 was one of the worst ones. It felt like people were like, oh god, this one's trash. And then I rewatch it now again, like you said, without the baggage, and just kind of be like, it's fine. It's fun in parts, it's weak in others.
The Substance. I saw this movie legally. How about you?
I saw it first on Max. Oh gosh.
I think we had to give
Month or
Jeffrey
so
his
ago?
money this time.
I think we did, but I know the first time I saw it on Max, and I forgot when that was. I'm checking because it's been a while, I think.
I think this was probably the most, or one of the most discussed. I don't want to say divisive because I generally liked it. That was in the sort of group chat of Oscars watchers, but definitely the most discussed. Just from a like, oh, that was point. So happy, to have this opportunity to run it once more. All right, who feels like giving us a 1 minute plot summary?
I can give it a shot.
Go for it.
All right. So Demi Moore is what? Oh, I forgot to start the clock. Shit. Start the clock. Retroactively start the clock. So Demi Moore is a kind of like Jillian Michaels-esque like a workout person, and she is quote unquote older than Hollywood desires that role to be. So she gets a drug that's called the substance that she injects into herself, and because she does that, it opens up her back, and Margaret Qualley jumps out as like part of her. As part of the drug, it says that they are one. They are not different people, but they are living functionally different lives. One is knocked out, getting fed tubes for a week, and then the other one gets a week. Margaret Qualley becomes increasingly more selfish, which turns Demi Moore into a little goblin monster, and then they both become a goblin monster, and they it's the New Year's Eve, and they're a goblin, and then there's a face, and that's it.
So I don't want to harp on Jar Jar Binks too much, but have you seen the Rolling Stone cover predating the release of episode 1 where they're like, this guy's going to be the absolute shit? It is the most cursed image ever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. I'm going to look it up right now, and everyone else
I'll put it in here. It's worth seeing the
Jar Jar Superstar.
Just the running list of headlines there.
Columbine, whose fault is it?
By
Marilyn Manson. Joseph Faces of Fear. Hey, at least Tom Waits is okay.
At least Tom Waits is okay. Yeah, they were so sure that Jar Jar was next, they put him on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Wow.
Along with an op-ed on who was at fault for Columbine by Marilyn Manson.
Ugh. Ginger Spice? Is that Jerry Halliwell? I think it is.
I have to, like, it's funny just to see the next to a picture of a smiling Jar Jar Binks, Columbine, whose fault is it by Marilyn Manson as a 1, 2, 3.
Like it could be Jar Jar Binks. He's in the mix. It might be.
Yes. And like, it's not funny, right? It's just very dark. Yeah. But it's,
why would you do that?
I have to imagine that was like probably actually, I don't know, interesting coming from Marilyn Manson, but I'm guessing it was a response to the idea that like culture was at fault and like, well, here's one of these metal weirdos, according, the way that, Joe Lieberman would probably put it.
Yep.
As a response. It's like having Shigeru Miyamoto write that like video games aren't at fault.
Yep.
It was probably like the editorial thinking, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had to do a paper on that. I didn't do it on Marilyn Manson specifically. I did it on like video game effects on like the youth and violence. There is no correlation whatsoever, and it was all just fear mongering. But yeah, Marilyn Manson was a big part of that conversation because of how like graphic and violent his music was. And again, music has no correlation on violence. In fact, I think it's proven that like people that listen to metal are actually way more calmer in demeanor because they get all of their anger and stuff through their music, so they don't feel the need to lash out.
Yeah.
I mean, they had that whole Bowling for Columbine interview where Marilyn Manson was interviewed about it, and he literally had the fucking, like, what would you say to them if they were here now? Oh, I wouldn't say anything. I'd just listen. It's like, that's
stupid. But.
Yeah. That's literally a Bill Hader punchline now.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So like I said, like we got to stay really efficient and on topic today. And this is my fault, but I just forgot that cover of the Rolling Stone existed. Anyway, I liked the substance. It's also about culture in a way and who's at fault for certain things. but I would say through its use of tasteful fisheye lensing, the onus of a lot of stuff on a lot of people. What was your experience of watching this movie?
I felt as a straight white dude that this was my punishment for not for just for existing. I don't know if that's right. There was a part near the end of this movie where I was literally like, is this like I forgot, I was like clawing at my eyes, basically just being like, is this my fault? Could I have stopped that?
Making yourself the victim.
Yeah. Yeah, like centering yourself in the narrative. It's good.
Yeah, I mean it's heavy-handed with what this movie's about. It is powerful. I don't know how else to put it, really. It kind of just repeatedly just bashes you in the head until like there's a no mas, and then there's still like 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience. Bree?
I loved this movie. When I first saw it, I'm not a squeamish person. I've seen a lot of gross things, and usually for movies, I'm like, my brain's really good at, like, I know this is fake, I know these are prosthetics, but this one made me squirm like a few times. Especially, I'm not good with nail stuff, so like when the scene where her nail like popped off in the elevator, just had to watch that one between the fingers. But I loved the message of the movie. And it was just so well done. Like, I loved everything about it. The prosthetics were so well done. The acting was great. And I wrote this as my review for Letterboxd. Dennis Quaid was the scariest part about this movie.
Yeah.
Just, I could deal with everything else. You can Clockwork Orange me to watch this movie, but you cannot do that for me for the Dennis Quaid scene where he's eating the shrimp.
Yeah. It's not theoretically, it was classified as a horror movie and was talked about in terms of like last time a horror movie got Best Picture nominee, got Best Director nomination, stuff like that. Best Actress nomination. But if you look at like what's actually scary in the movie, nothing happens really in the movie for all prosthetic work that isn't sort of invited by the main character. Whichever person is the main character, both of them. Except for the Dennis Quaid stuff, right? He's just like really predatory, creepy, exploitative. As everything else is so heightened, that remains heightened, sure, but probably not by a ton. Or like producers of well, not that there's that many really high-rated workout shows anymore, but producers of, Hollywood stuff. That's not that far removed, if at all, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's that
All
whole
of them.
thing where like male movie stars get older, whereas like the women stay the same age, just because no one likes hiring women above like 25 or anything. They just kind of quote unquote get too old and age out of Hollywood. So when Demi Moore was like, I don't remember how old she was in the movie, like 60 or something like that, and they were like, oh, she's ancient for TV. It's like, what are y'all? I want to look like that now. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Sam, you mentioned that it's like heavy-handed in what it's talking about, and it is, but that made me think a lot about when I've been summing up my feelings on Amelia Oscar season. I've been repeating that, like, it's just so damn French. It's just so French. And what I mean by that is it's heavy-handed without really being sensitive enough, without really earning what it's doing. This movie, heavy-handed, sure, but I think it just works for me on every level to such a extent, despite being also very French. I think its grounding in the performances is what makes that for me. Especially Demi Moore is really, really freaking good in this.
Yeah, I'm really sad she didn't get Best Actress for this.
They had her sitting in the front row. Everyone had to walk past her all night.
Oh, the irony of Mikey Madison, 25 years old, winning it over her too. Like, Mikey Madison doesn't even look dissimilar to a young, Demi Moore. Like, it's like, I know that's like a ancient take at this point. Like, everyone was tweeting stuff like that, so it's not like this is just my take, but it is worth mentioning. It's wild that happened.
Yes. And it's like, for me, it's also like you kind of don't want someone who's just starting out to win Best Actress because the track record there is not great either.
Yeah.
You want to give it to someone who's already established. I don't know. It's all sort of like probably false causation, but she's amazing in it. She's great in it.
Yeah, I was talking to the same point to Vaz, who couldn't make this podcast, and Vaz was basically just like, watch Nora. Really get back to me after that. So,
but I don't know. A month. Even like just a month ago from now, it felt like the whole thing was sort of a coronation for Demi Moore, and then Mikey Madison pulled out one of the last couple of precursors, and then obviously on Oscar. But I mean, if anything, that sort of adds to, I don't know, the mystique of this movie.
Yeah,
you can imagine Demi Moore like a interview with Mikey Madison on like TV, like she does with Margaret Qualley in this. Margaret Qualley also in this movie, real good.
Yeah, very good. There had to be a lot of close-ups of her butt in this movie.
Yeah, there did. She was one of my picks in the best supporting category. She's only on screen for like a little bit less than Demi Moore is.
Yeah,
I think feels like more supporting. Yeah. And I think that's how they tried to get her in. I was going by how they submitted her for awards, but I think they're both over 50 minutes. Performance is very good. I like pretty much everything Demi Moore does. One of the scenes they pulled out, I think I've seen in most header. One, because places who are writing about it don't want to spoil all the aesthetic work. Then two, because it's an amazing scene. Date and she's wiping off.
You're cutting out again. Sorry.
Oh no! Yeah. No, it's good to know. So I was just saying, like, I like more or less all the beats that Demi Moore plays in this movie, but I think the one that stands out the most to me is when she's in the wiping off the makeup before going on the date, and just getting later and later, and just that anxiety of being late was sort of playing on my brain at that point too.
Yeah.
But that is painful. But yeah, just such an amazingly well acted scene.
Yes.
It's shit. Hopefully she gets to do stuff.
Yeah, and they have the phone in the background, and the guy's just doing the nice thing where he's like not trying to pressure her, but also just be like. Unfortunately, I can't speak for anyone else here. I've been ghosted on dates before. I still don't know what happened, like with those dates. I don't care anymore because I'm happily married. But it is like one of those things, like in that time, you're like, I just went, like I just got dressed, got ready, took a train or drove over, like whatever I did, like it does kind of suck. But like to see the other side and to see, the reasoning why the character took the date, the reason why the character doesn't, does this. I wouldn't even say sabotage. It's almost just like it is
kind of self-sabotage. Like I've been on that side where it's like I feel fine, and then I look in the mirror and I start critiquing every little thing as I go. It's like, well, this actually looks like it sucks. Well, now I take this off and now this looks bad. And then I've just ended up not leaving the house. Like I have been there. That is definitely self-sabotage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've done the same. And then you just, I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough headspace to be in, but it's one of those things that like Amelia Perez could never. So I'm not saying all French people are bad at subtlety or about conveying points with nuance, because there's at least one who can. I don't know why I keep bringing it back to French people, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a really well observed moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
This movie hits like a sledgehammer. You need a heavy hand to wield the sledgehammer.
Yes, but it's got some sharp edges too.
Yeah, it's a bomby knocker. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We were all thinking it.
It's a large, heavy French weapon. Trebuchet.
Yeah. It's artillery. It's siege weapon.
When I watch The Substance, I think siege weapon.
It's relentless. You're just sort of like locked in there. You can't leave for months. I don't know.
What do you think? What do you guys think that goop tastes like? Because I was thinking every time they put the goop on, I was like, I wonder what that is. That vanilla flavored?
The goop?
The goop, like the meal.
Goop. Oh.
The goop.
The goop.
Because like the actual substance looks like Gatorade mixed with taurine. Like, so it's like I know what that tastes like. It tastes like a Monster Energy drink that's probably poison. But
the boring answer is probably tastes like vanilla protein shake. That's what I always envision. Like, you gotta have something that has enough nutrients, and it probably has other like more stuff in it. But I envision it as like a vanilla protein, like whey flavor.
Yeah. The part of the movie that I find probably the most interesting is, even though there's the cool what it's doing with the like, hey, you are the same person, respect the balance. It's not a different person who is fucking you. You hate part of yourself, right? But I really like the whoever's on the other end of the phone, the weird Dropbox situation that the Substance Incorporated has going on. I like all that like quasi conspiracy thriller stuff going on. And I almost wish we got a little, but I don't know. It probably ruins it if you actually know what's happening in the background. Bo, how did you feel about that part?
I like do and don't want like a substance verse. Like, I want to see other people like experiencing this, but at the same time I feel like this movie is so good as its own message that I don't want them to do anything else with it. I'm very conflicted. Yeah.
Well, Sam, what did you think of Mr. Substance on the other end of the phone there?
I would this is so me, but I would love a business plan. I want it, like, are they making money?
Seemingly not.
Like, it seems like they're just fucking up people's lives for no reason.
Do you think you have to be at a certain level to get the substance? I'm guessing not, because there's just like that weird guy / not that old guy that also worked at the doctor or hospital or whatever.
Yeah, so she just gets in an accident. He is then like, oh, you'd be a great candidate, because he's like feeling her back. So it's like, I guess if you have like bad scoliosis, you can't do it. But like, yeah, like it makes sense. Like, I think like it's one of those things, like I didn't pay much attention to it because it's like obviously the point of the movie is not that. It's kind of similar to how I felt, kind of as you just alluded to. Like, Demi Moore isn't Margaret Qualley. I thought this is like when they were kind of like building this, I thought it was going to be that she had Margaret Qualley's memory. You know what I mean? Like, they were kind of thinking with the same brain. Like, Demi Moore was waking up with no memory or history of what Margaret Qualley was doing. And it felt weird to me that even though, like, the quote, they are one, like, all that stuff, it's like when Demi Moore is like, oh, I want to stop. And then she like looks at the billboard and she's like, oh, no, I don't want to stop. It's like, well, no one thinks Margaret Qualley is you. And also nobody, like, you're not getting any of this experience. So it's like, to me, it's like, I don't know why you would continue going. But again, like, I get it's more the point of the film. So the conceit of it, I'm willing to like suspend my disbelief towards, but it felt a little weird. Like,
yeah,
if
that's
it was
just
me
mental
doing
illness.
it, I wouldn't have done it. What?
That's just mental illness. Like the idea of like, why would you keep doing this? It's like, well, you can't really like help it. If you think that like the other you is doing well, it's like, well, I'd rather one of me be doing well than neither.
I guess it didn't. I again get the you are the same person thing, but like it doesn't seem like you are. I don't know. To borrow from Mickey 17 real quick, on a non-spoiler take, like that. Because you're here, it makes me think that when I die, that's just gonna be the end of it. Like, it's like that's kind of like the thought I had. It's like we are two separate beings, so it's like even though functionally we're the same, we're still kind of different. But
yeah, I think there's some willful blocking out of what's happening because she's getting something out of it, right? Whether it's some unidentifiable satisfaction that she's comes close to ending it in a few different ways, including straight up almost killing Margaret Qualley. I think actually actively killing Margaret Qualley and then reviving her, or just like canceling her subscription to Margaret Qualley. But yeah, there's something she's getting out of it, right? She just like, yeah, I'd rather. Well, that is part of me that is still. She identifies that as the ideal version of her, and the ideal version of being out in the world and being successful. She's getting.
Oh, you cut out again.
Yeah, I think the green box stopped being around me. But so all I said was like, she's getting something out of, even if she isn't holding on to those experiences herself, the ideal version of her is out in the world. And everybody loves the ideal version of her that's out in the world. Even if she's not there, she knows that that's happening later and is getting something out of that.
Yeah. It does make sense. And like that, like when I was watching it, it was like, I know that's what they're going for. Just, I guess, yeah, it's not a movie for me to put myself into. So I just tend to do that regardless.
Yeah, no, this is one of those movies like it is like 100% not for men. Like you can watch it and you can enjoy it, but it is not for you.
Are men supposed to enjoy this movie? Doesn't feel like they are.
No, it's like that one movie, Night Bitch, where it's like a comedy for women, but like a horror movie for men.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like I think there's a lot of film bros who are like, that is another John Carpenter reference, not pointing figures at this guy, but this guy. Yeah, so like, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching this movie. I don't identify as a Dennis Quaid guy because I'm allergic to shrimp, so I'm not.
You would have been horribly killed during that scene.
Yeah, so I'm fine. I'm not implicated by this. But yeah. It's interesting. She feels like her actual state has so little value, maybe, seeing there is a valued version of her or something.
Yep.
There's a lot of references in this movie. I mentioned John Carpenter. I feel like the font and a lot of the substance-y stuff is they live, the crawling head towards the end is the thing. Whatever. There's stuff going on. I don't think Coralie been too. It's not like she's hiding the fact that she wears these kind of influences on her. Cronenberg is a bit also. And I liked all that stuff worked for me. I don't know. Some people, it's just that. I like when stuff gets remixed and it's still good in a new way. So I'm happy with all of that.
One of the big things I Googled before, like, or after watching that movie was like, did David Lynch see The Substance before he passed away? Like, just like God, I need it. Like, I just hope he did. I don't know if that matters at all, but like, it just felt like something that David Lynch would have watched and enjoyed. Maybe he wouldn't have enjoyed how, I don't know. David Lynch's movies to me are like, they're obviously a lot more subtle's not the right word. They're a lot more interpretive, I guess. But like past that, it's like, yeah, it's Carpenter, it's Cronenberg, like it's like yeah, you can see all that. Like yeah, there's like, it's just a while, like I forgot where I was reading it, but I think I was like the artists, like the effects artists, were talking about like just punching up the last, like the hybrid that happens during the last 15 minutes of this movie, where they kind of like they end up being combined, and it's just kind of like them being like, all right, what if we put teeth here? Like what a wild thing to like just like that be your day. Like you have like a concept that you're just looking at, and you're like, okay, how many boobs does this thing gonna have? Like just like actual questions they were asking.
How many does it have originally? How many are going to pop out of a mouth on the side of its head? Yeah, yep. Exactly. And please, she has a name. It's Monstro Elisa Sue.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a cool sequence. That was I'm not to skip to the end because there's a lot more then, but oh no, I do want to eat food before 7:30. And it's like pretty dark here, and it looks so bright outside my windows. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. That last sequence was the most divisive part of a movie that was generally well liked in my friend group. The last 15
I love
minutes.
that ending.
I liked it a lot. It felt cathartic after so long spent in discomfort to just have that sort of release.
Yep.
No pun intended. And yeah, I don't know. I liked it. So the I don't want to straw man here since it seems like it, but it seems like all of us liked it. I don't want to straw man too much, but the counter of that was like, oh no, but it had held me in this like tight grip of tension the whole time, and it sort of like led me off the hook at the end, and it sort of muddles the point. I don't know if I agree with that, but that was the counter. If you have any thoughts.
Yeah, I don't super agree with that because this is the type of like horror movie ending that I like absolutely love, where like it just gets batshit at the end, where it's so I'll never have a complaint about stuff like that. It's very like malignant, and it's very oh gosh, I don't want to ruin a bunch of movies, but it is a type of ending that I adore. And I don't really think it takes away from the message of the movie or anything.
And
When's
Like
Malignant?
women
When's
can have
Malignant?
decent endings.
Oh, sorry.
That's about it.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I think about it as, you know, not necessarily letting people off the hook. It's the culmination of, you know, like the whole thing. You know, it is, you know, like Margaret Qualley's character. I get they're the same character, but like Margaret Qualley's character has, you know, her selfishness and everything tears her down, and Demi Moore being looked over and then also not being able to let go, which no one, you know, it's a blameless scenario. Like, I'm sure, you know, there's already things that I look back that I'm like, oh, I wish I was younger to be able to do this. And then there's like, I'm sure that's going to just continue my whole life because that's just how things are. You know, those things mesh into a giant, you know, ball of bullshit. Like, and I think to make, you know, the crowd, to make Dennis Quaid, to make the board of directors, whatever, like, see the damage they did to this woman, you know, like, visibly, I don't think of it as, oh, I'm off the hook. I think of it as Dennis Quaid got covered in blood. Fuck him. You know, like, that was like his blood is on his hands. Everyone's blood is on, you know, the audience not giving a shit about women over the age of like whatever, you know, like that is where the blood lands, so get fucked. Like, that's kind of just how I was interpreting the end of it, and not, oh, they're letting me off the hook because there's no more tension. They put me through enough tension. Like, I got it.
Yeah. I like the implication being like, this is, if you want to just take it on that level, this is how an audience reacts to being presented with a woman over. Did I cut out at the end there? I'm trying to pay attention to when the green box goes away. Like, on one level, you can like, here is a taken to the logical endpoint of how an audience reacts to being presented with a woman over the age of 50. Yep. And like, she's kind of just standing there, and then everyone's like, kill her. Yeah. And people just like produce guns out of nowhere and just like start shooting our girl. And there's a fun Cinderella-esque sequence with her running out into the street. It doesn't end the same way.
Imagine if she turned into a pumpkin.
Yeah, more just like that sliding pizza up on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. I liked that ending. It was a little, I mean, I know there's a Doctor Who character that looks exactly like that, but like it was kind of just like, oh, it's kind of just a face crawling is just like kind of a great way to end that movie.
I was trying to think of the funniest thing I could be like, I mean, I'm sure Peter Capaldi's not like the most attractive Doctor, but I don't think he looks like that. But I just couldn't get there. I couldn't think of like a person who we all agree sucks now or something to like put in that at the end of that joke, you know?
Yeah, the worst person involved in Doctor Who is Stephen Moffat, but he's not on screen. So
that is where I wanted to go with it for sure. Yeah. We've seen the same H-bomb videos.
I actually just showed Bree that video, so now she knows too. But
Yep.
yeah, it just yeah. Anyway.
Also Peter Capaldi, an attractive dude. He's just older than the other one. So it's like, that's not, that joke doesn't work either. It's fine.
No, it actually drives directly in the face of the entire movie. Just
he's aging well, right? Yeah. He's getting more work as he's aging.
Yeah.
In a very real sense. So it's a terrible comparison.
Do you think this is going to lead to more like Demi Moore specifically, and maybe other, like?
Oh, I hope there's a Demi Moore renaissance.
Yeah, I hope so too. She's really good in this. She should get something to like dig her teeth into. I don't know. You just watched oh my god, Few Good Men, right?
Yep. It's been a bit, but yeah.
Yeah. And podcast series, we only put out like 3 episodes since then. She can do dramatic stuff, but it's just like got so famous and so tabloid focused. Not her, just like the tabloids were focusing on her, and just with like reasons that someone somewhere decides, well, you're not serious, you're popcorn. I think that's the term she was using in like the Oscars, is like a producer told her, oh, you're popcorn, you don't do drama.
Gross.
So yeah, I hope she gets to do more stuff, because she's really good in this, and like a really interesting performance. And I think one of the first times that there's a big acceleration of the process of her being drained, and like she pops on screen with all the prosthetics on, like, oh, she fucking came to play. She's grabbing onto this role with both hands and is really fucking going for it. Mm-hmm. I can appreciate that. Cool. I don't want to cut it short or anything, but what else what else is big that we haven't touched on with Substance?
What is big? The prosthetics.
the makeup works amazing. So it won makeup, right, at the Oscars.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing it won.
It deserved to.
Yep.
Yeah, there's only 2 multi-nominated movies that didn't win anything. Do you know which they are?
Amelia Perez won something, didn't it?
Amelia Perez won 2 things.
The Bob Dylan one, I think, won nothing.
Correct. And Nickel Boys.
Oh.
Yeah. Those were the 2. That's your trivia. I didn't want to.
I don't think I know which one that one.
I wouldn't have pulled Nickel Boys, yeah.
Nickel Boys is really good, but it was like one of the maybe the smallest in terms of like release and box office of the nominees.
Real
good. But yeah, Amelia Perez won 2. What you gonna do?
Anyway. I mean, Zoe Saldana, I heard, was good in it, so I'm glad.
She is the only thing that comes close to working in that film. That's for sure.
And that was like that was gonna win Best Picture until Backlash. That's amazing.
Real weird times. Weird times. What a green room this year that must have been. I wonder what you need.
Cut out again.
I was gonna say, I wonder what Carla Garcia Gascon. Oh my God, Carla Sofia Gascon and Adrian Brody talked about in the green room. I don't know. He doesn't seem like a chill guy.
Adrian Brody probably just did his Sean Paul impression from SNL and try to still be like, God, does no one get it? Does no one go what I was going for there?
I think that's a more sensitive adaptation of an entire culture than what Amelia Perez does with Mexico.
Jesus.
Oof.
SNL 50 had like a montage of things that haven't aged well, and that went up there. The caption was just "Yikes!" And like, there was a lot of bad stuff on there that stuck out as wow.
Yeah, that's one of the few things you can point to and be like, that's why they got banned from SNL. Yep. This specific thing.
Yep.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we gotta get
you food.
So anything else? Yeah, I'm looking at the. I need to have the injector ready to go. Yeah, how are you? How are y'all with needles? Because this one there's a lot of stuff, but needles is maybe the biggest common problem that someone might have with this movie. How are y'all with needles?
Oh, I usually don't give a shit about needles. Like there'll be sometimes like medical preciseness of like blood being drawn sometimes gets me, but for the most part, like I don't usually care.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this isn't very medically precise, so that's probably not too. It's interesting recommending it to like within the friend group. So Robbie, who's on the podcast a lot, has issues with like abdominal stuff, trauma, I would say. And it's like, I guess it's really more back based, but there's one time. There's one time that's going to put you off a chicken for a while. Anyway. Yeah. So there is a lot of Mark Qualley's ass in this one. That's we talked about before, but maybe bears repeating just based on how often the movie comes back to it.
Yep.
She gets to do stuff. I don't know why she's not. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. That she makes really interesting movies, and then people actually only culturally.
Which I don't watch a ton of movies, and I've seen her in like 3 or 4 movies in the last 5 years, so that feels like a decent amount to me.
Yeah, even just looking at Oscars, she had a small part in Poor Things last year. She had actually probably a bigger part in terms of lines for other reasons in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep,
2019. So there's like she's in really interesting stuff. Does interesting stuff. I don't know.
Those were the 3.
Drive Away Dolls feels like something y'all might have seen. No,
I haven't seen it. Drive Away Dolls.
Nope.
Oh, that was just one Cohen.
I hope it was Joel.
It was Ethan.
50-50. I mean, I guess Frances McDormand probably would have played every role if it was Joel. So.
Yeah. I haven't seen Drive Away Dolls yet, but I want to. It got like kind of like a reaction, which when that happens with the Coens, it's like, well, probably worth seeing at least.
I think I'm back like 4 Coen brothers movies at this point.
Yeah. They gave you a chance to catch up. They broke up for like a few years, but I guess they're getting back together.
I'm at least glad. I think I was like halfway through Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and I just was like, it was too easy to put down. They kept being done with scenes, and I was like, all right, I'll put this down. I'll watch this later, and then I just didn't. I mean, when you front load Stephen Root running out of a bank covered in pans, yelling "pan shot" left and right, it's like, I know it's only downhill from there. Like you're not getting higher than that.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's the last Coen Brothers movie. It's Buster Scruggs. So
okay. So maybe
you're good.
I think I missed a couple before that, but it's not really worth it.
Yeah, you're good. There's been just one Joel since then. The Macbeth. There's been 3 Thins, counting one that hasn't come out yet. Yeah, and that Jerry Lee Lewis movie that I don't know if that counts either. Whatever.
Oh, I didn't know they did that, but ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, Drive Away Dolls. That was last year. That was one, like I said, it was sort of greeted with like a and then like since then, people who are still talking about it are like, actually, it's good. So I don't know. I like the cast. That's one of those like he's actually on the poster, so I don't know how much it counts, but that's one of those. Turns out Matt Damon's in this one. Movies. You know how Matt Damon likes to be in towards the end of movies.
Yeah, like the what is it? Like Interstellar, like everyone couldn't stop talking about how he was secretly in that movie, and then he's like, "What about secretly in like every movie going forward?"
Yep,
and in Crypto.com commercial.
We don't talk about that. So many Boston-related people are implicated in crypto. It's awful.
Is John Krasinski okay? Can we check on him?
I made Quiet Place 4 completely on the block.
That bit, you got out at the end of that bit, and it sounded like John Krasinski. Like it was like
shot.
You got like the perfect amount out. You got perfectly on the block shit, and then it cut out. It was like, oh, they got him.
They got him. They got him. Oh man, yeah. So I don't know. The cutting out thing is interesting. That's gonna make for weird and disorienting. Maybe that was the point. Maybe we can pretend it was a stylistic choice, make it sound terrible and impossible to listen to.
Front load this dialogue, and then you can just like
Maybe I will. Robots, make it so. So I had a different question than what I'm going to ask you, which was 2024 was an interesting year for horror, considering that Substance was considered to be a horror movie. Was it your favorite horror? Was it your favorite horror movie of 2020?
Ooh, I gotta look at what horror movies came out in 2024.
I mean, I didn't see a ton, but I do see more than I usually do this year. Or these days, I should say, not this year.
So are we talking movies that I've seen in 2024 or horror movies that came out in 2024?
I guess, I don't know. We're just talking. Whichever one you want to say. I was going to say that came out in 2024. But if you got like a real banger of a classic, bring that up too. Obviously, Cats, not 2024 release, but
I do think looking at 2024 horror movies, that Substance is the only one I've actually seen. We didn't end up seeing Y2K. We should see it, but we haven't.
Yeah. There was a lot of them actually that came out. Because Abigail technically was a 2024 movie. I don't think I like that up over The Substance though. Smile 2 was last year, and that was really good.
What was
Alien
that?
Romulus was last year. That was phenomenal. I might have liked Alien Romulus over Substance.
I think I like Substance more than Alien Romulus.
Nosferatu for me, I would say. But I think Substance is right up there.
I didn't see Night Bitch, so I can't speak for that.
First Omen? Did you see First Omen?
That's a Conjuring movie, right? Or no?
It's an Omen movie.
Oh, God damn it. Because I feel like The Conjuring has dumb titles like that, too.
Oh. No, no. So Conjuring,
like first,
Conjuring 3 was The Devil Made Me Do It was the subtitle. If that's what you're thinking of.
That might be.
But no, this is... the First Omen is an Omen prequel.
No, I don't think I think I've seen one Omen movie.
I think First Omen is at least as good as any Omen movie. Worth checking out. Also a female director that making I think it's their debut feature, at least their debut studio feature, and it's really good. So some other highlights that may or may not count. I saw the TV Glow. I would say I liked more. I don't know if I consider that. Love Lies Bleeding. I probably like Substance more than Love Lies Bleeding, but theoretically could be considered horror. I liked Long Legs a lot.
I have Long Legs on my to watch.
Was that Late Night with the Devil 2024 or is that 2023?
So Letterboxd will lie to you, but as far as like how humans who don't go to like international film festivals, that was a 2024 movie.
Yeah,
Late Night with the Devil is definitely up there. There was one I just saw though. Also, Lisa Frankenstein is a horror comedy, and I loved that movie. It's like in the same vein as like Jennifer's Body and like those types of campy like feminine gaze horror movies. Amazing.
It's fun.
Very, very comfort movie level.
What was?
I think it's a good year for horror.
What was that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ben. Ben is going.
It's okay. I was just going to say one last 2024 horror short film. So easy to watch, hard to find. Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Chime, which he only released as an NFT.
What?
Wait.
I don't know what that means.
Is that a real sentence?
You had to buy distribution rights to it, and then you were allowed to do whatever you want with it.
Oh my God.
So anyway, if you just like know someone who knows a search engine, you can watch Chime. I'm sure it's on streaming somewhere by now. Chime was amazing. Watch Chime if you can. It's only like 40 minutes long. It's from the same Cure and Pulse, late 90s, early 1000s horror master Kiyoshi Kurosawa. He made multiple. Chime is one of them and is amazing. Check it out.
Nice. Okay.
Was that like time travel slasher comedy That was like high school.
Totally Killer, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was 2023. But that is in the same vein of like Freaky and Happy Death Day and stuff like that, which was very fun. Yeah, horror comedies are probably like my favorite genre. I absolutely love them.
I still will go with Substance. I loved The Substance. It was just one of those movies that I was like, I think I told Bree, I was like, I never want to see this again. 5 stars. It was like kind of how I like walked away from it. It felt very John Malkovich and Rounders, like give that man his money. Like just got done. I can't say I even enjoyed it. I was just blown away by it. I think that's probably the best way I can phrase it.
I do really love that movie, but I think for 2024 horror, I think Alien Romulus beats it for me. Just because I love alien movies.
Place the hits.
That one's got aliens, so tough shit, everybody else.
So many aliens.
Oh, did The Substance have a face hugger walking on his hind legs going like, wah? I don't think so.
No, walking face, but not a face hugger.
Nope.
It could have been a face hugger.
You're one face hugger away from being the best horror movie of 2025.
I was hooting and hollering for the last sequence of The Substance. I loved when my favorite horror machine, I guess, is the little remote control robot, the whatever that is the guy's head that walks away in the thing. So I loved the reference to that.
Yep.
That's my favorite little guy.
As somebody who tattoos a bunch of dumb little guys on them, that won't be one of them. But
yeah.
Oh, you should definitely get the little thing on.
I'm not going to get the thing head tattooed on my body.
And I mean, you can see that's like essentially what Monstro Lisa Sue looks like right there.
Yeah.
I'm pointing on my camera at the Snoopy and Woodstock, etc. as a thing amalgam. I'm not going to give more context. The listeners can just figure out what that means.
I mean, if you Google Snoopy Woodstock the Thing, it might come up.
Oh, yeah. It's artwork.
I'm going to see if it does.
It's high art.
It is high art.
Okay. Well, with that said, on a scale of 0.5 to 5 on any scale of your choosing, aside from stars, what would you give Coralie Fargeat's I think it says Fargeat. I keep want to say Fargeat. That's on me. Coralie Fargeat's The Substance.
I don't have a scale.
I gotta think of a scale.
Yeah. These must be the easiest ones to cut out. Just giant blank spaces of no one. And it acts like we all had one ready to rip.
Sometimes people do, but I never think of it in advance personally.
Yeah. I always think about what star rating I want to give it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's the I am gonna give wait, no, hold on. I lied. I saw one that I saw a quote that I was like, okay, I am gonna give it 5 boobs that aren't in the middle of her face out of 5.
Good line. Fun callback at the end of the film there.
Yep.
Give it I cannot think of a rating. 5 weird eyeballs out of 5.
So I just learned a new piece of information, but instead of sidetracking us, I'll work it into my rating system. 4.5 regrets that Ray Liotta died before playing the Dennis Quaid part.
Oh,
out of 5.
No.
Oh my god.
It was supposed to be Ray Liotta, and then he died.
Honestly, probably better off. I don't
you
like
think?
I don't like Dennis Quaid. So Ray Liotta's a better actor, but I don't like Dennis Quaid more than I don't like Ray Liotta.
That's fair.
I think he would have. I think he would have done a great job.
Oh, he would have nailed it.
But yes, there is like a sort of base level punchable smug quality to Dennis Quaid smiling that works really well with the fisheye lens a half inch.
So gross.
Every time I think of obviously I don't want to when I think of Ray Liotta in my head, I always just think of the Goodfellas scene where he's laughing. So I don't want to say this is the main thing I think of. But there was a. You remember the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie that came out in like the mid 2000s? They had like a commercial that was like, "Oh, go watch our movie. Why not?" And like he was like, it was just Carl, who was like ripping like everything else that was in theaters at that time, like Grindhouse. It's like, "Oh, why don't you go watch Grindhouse? See if your ass melts to the seat over 4 hours." Stuff like that. It goes, "Oh, you could go watch Slow Bird with Ray Liotta and LL Cool J. Guess what? They play cops." Just like always like lives rent free in my head that like if you look at Ray Liotta's filmography, it's just like lieutenant this, like sergeant this, like detective this person, officer this person, like all the way down.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So the question this month was, what was your favorite movie that wasn't nominated for a thing? But since most horror never gets nominated at the Oscars, I figured I'd just ask what your favorite horror movies of the year were.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's fair. I'm very glad a horror movie got nominated.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a fun vibe. It was nice to not just have like there wasn't really any kind of stereotypical indie drama divorce this year. So it was nice to have this instead.
Adam Driver did not kill us this year with his portrayal of the worst people on the planet.
He's so good at it, though.
He's so good.
Those movies are great, but it's hard. They're hard sells.
Yeah, I forgot. Like, what's the one? It's just like Marriage Story. I'm like, I'm sure it's one of the best acting performances I've ever seen. I don't want to see him scream and punch a wall. Like, I just.
Oh, you like Marriage Story? It's funny.
Would I?
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny. It's got it's got amazing actors in it. You got Wallace Shawn. He's like not even billed. It's just like all of a sudden Wallace Shawn's here to just throw 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm glad Wallace Shawn, 80-year-old Wallace Shawn's still getting work. And I mean that like unironically. Like I'm glad if he wants work, I'm glad he's still working. You've seen is it like the New York men or the LA men's gay chorus singing like the things they loved about, I think it was like 2019 or whatever. And
Laura Dern.
They get to like halfway through, they just sing about Laura Dern for a half hour while Laura Dern has a meltdown in the crowd.
Obviously not told in advance this was going to happen.
She deserves every second of it. She got blacklisted for like portraying like or standing up for gay rights like in the 90s or something.
Yeah, it was something
I
like
forgot
that.
what it was. But just
yeah,
I'm glad another great actress that I'm glad is getting work, especially once she was past the age of 25 or whatever she was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, she was weirdly young for the first half of her career.
When I found out, I was watching Jurassic Park probably like the mid 2010s and was just like, this movie's still great. And then I was like, oh god, Laura Dern was younger than I am right now in this movie, and that was like 10 years ago.
Yep. Thanks for being on, Sam and Bree.
Thanks for having us.
You can find our stuff on Linktree, linktr.ee/late to the movies. And we'll see you next time on the podcast.
Yep. Enjoy that outro. Bye.